Good afternoon. Welcome to the saw shop. We got a lot of things going on. You might hear a little hum in the background. That's my future son-in-law. He's pressure washing vehicle back there right now. I had rebuilt when we ported this saw out. This saw still had the blue Husqvarna Coil on it, which is a limited coil. This is the Husky 385xp. So I'd ordered a new coil, a replacement coil for it, and so I wanted to just make a video of how to replace the coil on one of these, how to get it set back right, and just kind of go through the step by step. So that's what we're going to do. I went ahead and got the bar and chain off to get it out of the way. But anyway, we're going to dive right into. I tend to use for these companies where when the coils they come with limited coils, I like to usually go with a Pro line. I kind of like their electronic kind of stuff. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put a Pro line unlimited coil back on this thing. So anyway, first got to start by removing the recoil starter off the side. We'll do that real quick. These have a, all right, and I'll lay that to the side. Now, let me go ahead and get the top cover off real quick too on this one. I could probably get to that without it, but it's got that that manifold in there that directs the air swirl around. So I'm gonna go ahead and just make it easier on myself. We'll just remove the you don't always have to take this off, just makes it easier when you start to put it there, plug that. Let's just get this top cover off real quick. Don't take much time to do, and a lot of times it just saves you a lot of frustration in the end. All right, now got that off. Now we can so first you got this little air deflector on here. So let's just pop the spark plug wire off, where we can start kind of pulling this back to us. And it's got blue wire that goes all the way around. It come with another wire. This wire is a little on the flimsier side, but it still works. So we'll probably reuse that, and I will probably put up the new wire for a later use. And so we'll stick it over there. But let's reach right here and we'll pop these screws out real quick. I usually run them out with the impact. with a little impact. Let me get a pair of needle noses. Always easier to grab right down there, because these things are, them wires is easy to break. Get a hold of the metal clamp there. But I usually will take this out with a drill, but I always put them back in by hand, just because you don't want to strip that out in that crankcase. All right, let's pull this down. Of course, I'm not going to throw that away. We will be keeping that. It'd be all right for a backup down the road if we need to. All right, now just going to drop the coil back in there. We're going to get these kind of ran down, but not tight. We just want to kind of run them back to where they kind of get just right before it's being tight, because we got to set the gap on the coil. So of course we're going to just T-handle these back down and get it somewhat close. And then I know it ain't no secret, but I'm gonna, I know everybody kind of knows, a lot of people that work on chainsaw knows this, but you know, these things have a suggested lashing that you do on them. But the best way to do it is a business card. You just take a business card, you stick it between the coil and the flywheel. You rotate the flywheel around to where the magnets are up against the coil. It's hitting right there. There we go. So now, let me, a little snug, so some of them screws is still a little tight, feels like. So let me back that off a little bit more. All right, now, once we get them right there like we need it, with that in the middle, then you just hand tighten these screws down with the T-handle or Allen wrench, whatever you got. I wouldn't recommend hitting them with a screw gun or an impact drive or anything like that, and then you just just rotate that around so it comes out. Now, just hand spin it, make sure you ain't gonna hit. We're not hitting. All right. Now, we're gonna stick this back, the air deflector back in there. Just kind of have to go in at the same time. So go ahead and get that stuck down through there. I should have put that through first. Spark plug wire. Now, there's a little pin there. I got it on the pin. Got little pins that lines it up, so it's back on. We're gonna pop the blue line back in its little track around here. I've heard people say, wonder why these Huskies have such a unique, like a sound, like when you rev them up, it's like woo, woo. And that's this air deflector right here, the way it sucks air, and it kind of has a whine when you rev it up. It'll whine, it'll give you that whine when it comes back down. Use these, pop our clamp back on, there it is. Now pop in my spark plug wire here. There it is. So that's all secure. Now I can put my side cover back on. Make sure I ain't gonna pinch my little wire, blue wire there. Feels like it might be trying to sit on that blue wire. Let me check that. No, it's good. Now we're just gonna bump all these back down. You don't wanna, if you're gonna put these in with an impact driver, you just don't wanna over tighten them. Just kind of bump them a couple of times once you get to the bottom. All right, now we can plug that back up. And what I always like to do before I button it all back up is try to test fire it. And so make sure we got spark and all that. So that's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna I'll get it actually put back on it and everything, and we'll be ready to go. All right, have a good one.